What on earth is Ethereum? I mean, I keep hearing about it all the time. I've seen it's the second largest cryptocurrency around, but I just can't seem to wrap my head around it. Is it as revolutionary as Bitcoin? Can it actually change the world as we know? If you want to have a better understanding of Ethereum, but are tired of explanations that sound like complete technical gibberish, then stick around. Before we get into Ethereum, we need to do a quick recap about Bitcoin since it's the basis from which Ethereum was born. By now, you probably know that Bitcoin is a form of decentralized money, and if you still have some questions about what that means or how it works, then you might consider revisiting my video on what is Bitcoin. Before Bitcoin was invented, the only way to use money digitally was through an intermediary like a bank or PayPal. Even then, the money used was still government issued and controlled currency. However, Bitcoin changed all that by creating a decentralized form of currency that individuals could trade directly without the need for an intermediary. Each Bitcoin transaction is validated and confirmed by the entire Bitcoin network. There's no single point of failure, so the system is virtually impossible to shut down, manipulate, or control. Pretty neat, huh?
Well, now that we know that money can be decentralized, what other functions of society that are centralized today would be better served on a decentralized system? What about voting, which requires a central authority to count and validate votes? Real estate transfer records currently use centralized property registration authorities. Social networks like Facebook are based on centralized servers that control all of the data we upload to them.
What if we could use the technology behind Bitcoin, more commonly known as blockchain, to decentralize other things as well? The interesting thing about blockchain technology is that it's actually the byproduct of the Bitcoin invention. Blockchain technology was created by fusing already existing technologies like cryptography, proof of work, and decentralized network architecture together, in order to create a system that can reach decisions without a central authority. There was no such thing as blockchain technology before Bitcoin was invented, but once Bitcoin became a reality, people started noticing how and why it works and named this thing blockchain technology. Blockchain is to Bitcoin what the internet is to email. A system on top of which you can build applications and programs. A currency like Bitcoin is just one of the options. So this got people very excited and they began to explore. What else can we do centralized? However, in order for a system to be truly decentralized, it means a large network of computers to run it. Back then, the only network that existed was Bitcoin, and it was pretty limited. Bitcoin is written in what is known as a Turing incomplete language, which makes it understand only to a small set of orders like who sent how much money to whom. If you want to create a more complex system, you'll need a different programming language, which means a different network of computers. Imagine for a second you wanted to build your own decentralized program just like Bitcoin at home. You'd need to understand how Bitcoin's decentralization works. Write code that mimics the same behavior. Get a huge network of computers to run this code, and so on, and that is a lot of work. And the answer is Ethereum. Ethereum was first proposed in late 2013 and then brought to life in 2014 by Vitaly Putin, who at the time was the co-founder of Bitcoin magazine. Ethereum is the do-it-yourself platform for decentralized programs, also known as dApps, decentralized applications. If you want to create a decentralized program that no single person controls, not even you, even though you wrote it all, you have to do is learn the Ethereum programming language called Solidity and begin coding. The Ethereum platform has thousands of independent computers running it, meaning it's fully decentralized. Once a program is deployed to the Ethereum network, these computers, also known as nodes, will make sure it executes as written. If Ethereum is the infrastructure for running dApps worldwide, it's not a currency, it's a platform, and the currency used to incentivize the network is called Ether, but more on that later. Ethereum's goal is to truly decentralize the internet. Wait, the internet is centralized. I thought the internet was decentralized and that anyone can start their own site, while in theory that might be true in practice. Amazon, Google, Facebook, Netflix, and other giants control most of the World Wide Web as we know. There's almost no activity on the web that happens without some sort of intermediary or third party, but once the concept of digital decentralization was demonstrated by Bitcoin, a whole new array of opportunities became available. We can finally start to imagine and design an internet that connects users directly without the need for a centralized third party. People can rent hard drive space directly to other people and make Dropbox obsolete. Drivers can offer services directly to passengers and remove Uber as the middleman. People can buy cryptocurrencies directly from one another without the need for an exchange that can get hacked or steal your money. Ethereum allows people to connect directly with each other without a central authority to take care of things. It's a network of computers that together combined into one powerful decentralized supercomputer. So let's take a look at this diagram right here. It's kind of a complicated diagram, but I want to focus on some of these notes I have off to the right hand side. We're going to talk about each of these nodes starting at the top and working our way down to the bottom. And I'm going to do my best not to just read the text on here. They're kind of prompts. And I'm going to discuss further about each of them. So the first thing we need to understand is that when we work with Ethereum, we are working with a network of computers. These networks are used to transfer money between different parties like you and me, and they're also used to store data. The transfer of money and the storage of data are what allows us to create interesting applications. Which, remember, is the entire goal of Ethereum. The second thing to understand is that there are many different Ethereum networks. When you read about Ethereum in the news, you usually hear about, oh, the price of Ether coins is so and so dollars. Or you might hear about deploying apps to the Ethereum blockchain or the Ethereum network. In reality, there's one main Ethereum network that everyone uses for the deployment of production applications. And it's where Ether coins are actually worth US dollars or real money. I should say, however, there are many other Ethereum networks out there. There are test networks. So networks that are used solely for testing code and testing transactions. You can even create your own private Ethereum network on your own computer that is restricted to just you. Or you can make your own network and open it to other people as well. The point is that there's not just one Ethereum network out there. There's many. And even in this course, we will be creating our own little network. Next, networks are formed by one or more nodes. And this goes coupled with the next node note on here. A node is a machine that is running an Ethereum client. When I say machine, I'm talking about a desktop or a laptop or any type of computer. Really. So we take a node. We install some software on it. We run that software. And then it connects to an Ethereum network and starts becoming a part of the network overall. All these networks connect or seam. All these nodes connect together to form the actual network. Next, anyone can run a node. So there's not just some specific set of people out there or important companies who run nodes on the real Ethereum network. No, anyone can create one. You can create a node. I can create a node. All we have to do is turn on our laptop, download this client software and run it, and boom. We have a locally hosted node. Each node that we create, or I should say each node on the network, has a full and separate copy of the blockchain. We haven't talked about the blockchain too much just yet. But that will be a huge topic of discussion throughout the course. So, right now, let me give you a very basic description of the blockchain. We're going to say for right now that we can think of the blockchain as being like a database that stores a record of every movement of money between different parties. And it's also where we store data. Again, the key thing to keep in mind here is that the blockchain can be considered to be a simple database and nothing else. Alright, so that's our first taste of what an Ethereum network is. Again, I just want to throw some of these very basic descriptions and definitions out there. And it's going to help ground us throughout the next task that we are going to go through. In the last section, we got a basic description of what an Ethereum network is. There was one critical part that I left out of that description. Though, you may have noticed that I didn't really talk about how people like you and me can somehow connect to this network and make changes to it. Like, say, send money or store data or do anything else. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the different common ways that people like you and me can connect to this network and send money or store data. In general, there's kind of two different groups of technologies that we need to be aware of for connecting to the network. The first is technologies that are used by developers or essentially created for developers like you and me. So this is going to be technologies that we use to create actual applications that talk to the network through code. For that, we are going to be making use of a library called Web3.js. You can think of Web3 as being a sort of portal or a window into the Ethereum network. And it's going to allow us to send money, store data, deploy contracts, or do essentially whatever we want to do on the network. We're going to get a tremendous amount of experience with Web3 throughout this course. Now, again, this is really something that's used by developers. It's something that is used to create applications. But on the other hand, we need to be aware of people who might want to work with Ethereum, who are not programmers. So people who have no programming experience and they don't even know what programming is and might not even really know what Ethereum is as well. For those people, for consumers, there are two great solutions on the market right now. The first is called MetaMask. MetaMask is a Chrome extension or a browser extension that allows common people, to interact with the Ethereum network. The other is the Mist browser. And this is more of a full-featured web browser that is intended to be used to browse different Ethereum applications. Throughout this course, you and I are going to be getting a tremendous amount of experience with MetaMask. We are not going to use Mist browser quite so much because it's still in a very early beta and some of its functionality is not quite up to par just yet. But MetaMask is a little bit more farther along development and in general it's easier to use. And besides that, I think it's also the most realistic way to expect common people to get on the Ethereum network right now. Alright. So in this video we spoke about Web3, which is going to be a sort of programmatic access to the Ethereum network. And we also spoke about MetaMask, which is going to be how common people make use of the Ethereum network. We are going to be using both of these technologies throughout this course to interact with the Ethereum network. Now, these two technologies are so important and they're going to be so used by us throughout this course that I think that probably in the next video we should install MetaMask right away and get some experience with it and just figure out exactly what it does.
That's a very high level intro about Ethereum. Really nice concept, easy to use and easy to get started. If you have any questions, then put them in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe because I have lot of videos coming up for you. I would like to say thank you for watching and we catch you in the next video.